total titles in this field of 5. Each pro at least one major title. Mark Williams. All right, his best finish this year was 6th in the Quaker State 250. Grand Prairie, Texas now. Walter Ray. Two-time player of the year gets a break on the right lane.
Walter Ray Williams, 5-step delivery, just one of great natural ability. Crossover steps, watch his footwork. That sets up his head in a real smooth vertical position. Watch how he comes straight across, no pull up at the line. And that's one of the keys to being a great player. Keep that head in a constant position throughout the hit area or the lifting area.
Double thumbs up.
This and horseshoes. World champion 6 times. The champion is a person too. Has his mark from Beaumont, Texas. Strike up. Nevertheless, Nelson.
Another lucky
Chris, he does get a good break as he trips a 4-pin. 4-step delivery, very simple for Mark Williams. He looks at his ball, sets his hand, holds his wrist in a very contemporary cup position, and then he'll drop down on that pivot step coming straight through as he drives off very hard, directly towards the target. Look at that real good follow-through. Mark is one of the most versatile players we have on the tour.
The 4-300 shooters this week here in this championship. Mark Williams now with 3 in a row. Double up shooting in the 3rd frame. He gave Mark a little wink on that last strike on the right lane for Mark. There's another one for Walter Ray, Nelson.
Well, they're perfect, Chris. We watched them warm up and nobody was striking. It has not been a high-scoring environment. In fact, the cream has really come to the top this week as we have 5 outstanding champions in the championship round. So Walter Ray perfect. Let's see how he's attacking the championship pair. Pretty standard, almost like a league ball, not using much power. It's going to be right in this area. He's going to be just inside that first arrow. With the serpentine approach, then right over the first arrow.
Oh. Shot at the
9-pin on the left lane. Let's replay it.
Well, just too much toy. 16-pound reactive resin bowling ball cutting through 3-pound 8-ounce pins. They do not respect the weight of the ball, the power of Walter Ray. The 5 is chopped off the 9. Bad break, easy spare.
One of the great spare shooters on the tour, Walter Ray Williams Jr. against Mark Williams. We're in Baltimore, where, you know, a seat on Federal Hill offers a view of the ice rink at Rash Field and the entire Inner Harbor area, which has been restored. Beautiful. Point of our very first game of the Greater Baltimore Open. Mark Williams, Beaumont, Texas, going against Walter Ray. Wonderful matchup. 3 in a row, 4th frame. Didn't get the same break that did and lashed out on the right lane, leaving the 4-7.
You're right, Chris. He was just about a 1/4 inch higher on that hit, and he breaks down the 4-7-10. In the 2nd frame, he tripped out the 4-7-10. He'll have an easy spare and trail Walter Ray by 1 pin.
Tips galore coming on our telecast each week, including yours, Bo, Choice Hotels, and you watch these giants cover spares. You can learn from that, can't you?
Well, what's one thing, Chris, being really good players, they get a lot easier spares to shoot at. When you're only shooting 9 or hit 9 counts like that, as we had a little light dimming here, must have taken a power hit.
That'll loosen him up. Look at Mark.
You know, that's hard to do to stop. 4-step delivery, middle of the 2nd step, the apex of the backswing, and how can he stop like that with that ball in his hand? That's good concentration and discipline. Resetting himself, trails by 1, 5th frame.
This is his first telecast in 1995. Gets a 5 from his opponent. Nice shot. Needed that.
Pesky something.
I like Walter Ray's swing thoughts. A lot of players talk about their arm swing or whatnot. As you see Walter Ray coming right inside the first arrow. He's going to leave the half 10 on this. Walter says, I know what I want to do, I feel it, and I have no thoughts on the way to the foul line. That's wonderful.
Okay, close game right here in the first. Next Saturday at 3-2 Central, ABC Sports rolls north to New Jersey. That's right. Hall of Famer Johnny Petraglia hits the hometown lanes hoping for a perfect game at the tournament that bears his name. That's next week right here, ABC Sports, 3 Eastern, 2 Central.
They're rolling the Vietnam Veterans Pro-Am tonight up there at Johnny's place. One of the outstanding features of that tournament.
And those good guys can roll those strikes, as I saw in their national championship when they came to Fort Wayne, and Al Utak was so gracious to me. So,
well, he's the dude in that Vietnam crew. You see Mark Williams playing the big hook. He's going to swing it right in this area. He has a better carrying ball than Walter, but he has more room for mistake. Oh! And there it proves it. Walter repped the 10-pin on that particular shot when he was up there in the 5th. Mark Williams takes it out in the 6th to take a 10-pin lead in a very entertaining match as we start off the day.
That had to be a Delaware tribe scout.
Well, you know all the Indians around here, Chris. I don't know which one came across.
I think it was a Delaware. Maxine Lewis, our publicist, came in from her home in Delaware, so we'll credit her. Another beautiful hit. Again, 3 in a row for Mark Williams, jumping out now to a 20-pin lead. Yesterday, here in Baltimore, Mike Scroggins, Steve Jaros, and Don Mosier took a walking tour of the historic streets of nearby Annapolis. Country.
Next on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Chris Schenkel, that country club lanes in the Baltimore area where we've come for 21 years out of the 34. Good to be back, and it's probably the most entertaining head-to-head match that I've seen in years. Total respect. These two pros. Double for Walter Ray Williams.
Double in the second.
Another respectable pro, Bo Burton.
Hey, Chris Schenkel with me, the #1 player in the world, and we have a rarity coming up if Walter can win this match. #1 against #2. What do you think?
Well, you know, #1s don't pay the bills, and that's not going to help me today. If it's Walter Ray I have to bowl, then I'm sure I'm going to have to bowl 270. So I'm prepared for it.
You told me last year that #1s are made to be beaten. You're #1.
Well, the same goes for me too, I guess.
All right, Chris, interesting match going back to you.
Oh, it really is. We're back to all even. Robert Way, these two were exchanging pleasantries, and I mean that. They have such respect for each other. They're both so talented. Kidding each other about the luck they may or may not have had. Another solid 9. Mark Williams, Beaumont, Texas. He's 37 years old, 6 championships.
We've already seen this shot once, Chris, and once again, the solid 9 is all the players have been in the pocket. Every shot, it's just he's got the good break so far.
Mark Williams, a great year in '88. Every year has been very good for him, but he won $140,999. Television finals 7 times. First this year, it's his 31st total appearance.
Mark Williams playing a little bit tighter line on this line. He'll still be right around the 3rd arrow, playing the big hook, has a possible 257 game here.
Tonight, it's a great ride on the ABC family movie. Pee Wee Herman stars in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Then Jeff Fahey stars in an all-new episode of The Marshal. That's all tonight. 8, 7 Central, ABC.
Oh, another 9.
The right lane.
Well, Chris, right now, Walter Ray Williams going at a 237 pace. Mark Williams, 237. Possibility of the first tie of the year. Once again, we see a 9-pin, but not quite the same kind as previous shots. The 2 had to take out the 4 to avoid the split.
So it's a spare in the 9th for Walter Ray Williams, a strike in the 9th for Mark Williams. This is the first game. Best performance thus far for Walter Ray was a 5th at the Showboat. 71st. There's Paige Pennington, his fiancée.
Best chance we've had at a tie game all year. Both top players going into the 10th frame with a possible 237 if they get spare strike situations.
Nice. Good guy got the first one.
All right. So the Earl Flynn, the PBA as I call him, in looks only.
Deadeye has a possible 247, 2 more strikes. He cannot shut out Mark Williams. Mark Williams can bowl 257. He will control his own destiny. However, if Walter Ray strikes here, the possibility of a tie goes by the way, 237 goes by the board. Are these great finishers or not, Nelson? They're the best. That's how they have to get there. Walter has always proved himself in the clutch. In 1993, won back-to-back tournaments on ABC television, throwing 3 strikes in the 10th to win the title match. Once again, he's proving he's tough in the clutch, but Mark Williams is no slouch sitting on the bench.
So there's a 247 for Walter Ray Williams.
Boy, and that last shot was a key shot. That forces Mark Williams to throw 2 strikes to win. He needs 2 strikes and 1 pin. Anything less, and Deadeye goes on to meet Norm Duke. 1 against 2. Here we go.
There's one.
Mark Williams got the first one.
Boy, these players show their experience. Under the gun, just nice and smooth. Mark waits for the ball, and just cuts it loose. Needs this strike to win the match.
Right lane.
This is hit for the win. Oh.
It's going to be a 247-246 victory for
Deadeye
Mark Williams.
prevails
Chris,
by
we're going to have a
1.
first ever number 1 against 2.
Whoa. Talk about an excellent opening match.
Well, Chris, Norm Duke is rated number 1 in the
awesome
world.
performance by
Walter
both
Ray
these
Williams
guys.
at this present
Like
time
and
by the
subscribe.
computer is rated number 2. First ever next match.